Our military is there, like it keeps us safe. If there's flooding, they do a ton of stuff.
Yeah, the Army Corps of Engineers. Like I interviewed a guy.
I don't want people to feel like their lives are in vain.
No.
I admire people that go and are willing to put their years of lives into
Trump is
anything.
firing those guys too, by the way, right now. Like the Army Corps of Engineers is like what you just described. When there's a flooding happening, like they build the levees, they build the bridges, right? Trump literally is firing those people too. It's crazy. Why is he doing it? Is he because he hates the Army Corps of Engineers? No, because he doesn't give a shit. That's my point. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, go Elon, do whatever you need to do. Fire these probationary employees. Nobody knows what probationary means, so they think like, oh, it's good. It's good that we're like downsizing a little bit. It's like, no, dude, you're going to start slowly but surely 5 years down the line, notice it. You're going to start noticing that things are just not working. Yeah. Like air traffic control is a great example of this since the Reagan era. Like the numbers of air traffic controllers, even though air traffic has increased, the number of air traffic controllers have not kept up with the increase of air traffic. So you got towers where there's like one dude. There's got to be like 30 dudes in that tower. I don't want the fucking plane. I don't want planes to crash. You know what I mean?
Probably more of them have started to work in. If that's true, is there less FAA people?
No, there's probably more FAA people, especially with like TSA and whatnot. But I'm saying that it hasn't matched up to the rate of air. Like there's more planes in the sky is what I'm saying. When there's more planes in the sky, you need more air traffic controls.
We're cut. The FAA helps supported air safety union. President Donald Trump's administration has said no one at the federal FAA with a critical safety position has been fired as it cuts the federal workforce. Some FAA jobs were eliminated, had direct roles in supporting safety inspectors and airport operations, according to their union and former employees.
This is another way that they lie, by the way. And Karen Bass did this with the LA wildfires, where she was like, oh, we didn't actually cut the LAFD budget. They did. They cut the support budget. But when you cut the support budget, yeah, sure, you're not cutting the actual firefighters, right? You're not reducing their numbers. But when you cut the support staff budget, you're cutting mechanics. When you cut the mechanics and your fucking fire engine is busted, you send it over and it just sits in a goddamn yard for months because now there's no fucking mechanics to fix the goddamn car.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're down one fire engine. It all works together.
I'm curious to see, because Trump's making, and there's so many like executive orders and things right out of the gate, and there's so much focus on him by the media too. But I'm curious to see if some of these things turn out to help long term.
There's no way.
I'm hopeful that they are. I'm hopeful that if they're going to cut Medicare or Medicaid, that it's also because they're going to make price transparency from hospitals, right? And so then the expenses won't be as high, right? Like I'm hoping that there's some long-term strategy to a lot of his ideas. Like the same thing with Gaza and Israel. I don't know if there is. It seems I don't like it. But I'm hopeful.
Trump is a major Israel dick rider. He's not changing that at all.
I think you couldn't find 30 of these people that aren't, it feels like these days.
Yeah, no, especially in the American government. It's really, really awful. I want things to get better, and I hope it does. But the reason why I say I'm certain that it won't is because, like, of what you just mentioned, right? $800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid that they want to cut. Mike Johnson goes on stage, says, goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, oh, there's a lot of fraud happening. There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the providers.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday. Because
I saw you got banned, and I saw you just got back.
Yeah, Libs of TikTok was like posting about how I said something, and they misconstrued it as though it was a call to action to assassinate a sitting U.S. senator. Because I said to Mike Johnson, because I was listening to him back and forth, I said, like, if Mike Johnson actually cared about Medicare fraud, he would tackle Medicare fraud happening at the point of the providers. But it's obvious that he doesn't care about Medicare fraud, because if he did care about Medicare fraud, he would Rick Scott, who is responsible for the historic $1.7 billion worth of Medicare fraud.
And is he still working the?
Bro, he was a corporate executive at HCA at the time in the 90s. The DOJ came after him, and he basically quit his job. He got a $10 million compensation package after doing $1.7 billion
in
of
the private
Medicare
sector,
fraud.
and then came and worked in
the private sector. He got $300 million in stock options. Didn't see a fucking moment of jail time for that. Okay. And then he became Florida governor, and now he's a fucking Florida senator, and he's a prominent figure in the Republican Party. I think he was like their head of their fundraising or some shit. I forget what his position in the Trump campaign in the Republican Party is beyond the fact that he's a senator.
I don't know if they should allow people to go from one to the other. From private to public, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just, because obviously there's conflicts of interest when people do that sort of thing, you know?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's one aspect.
But
of
I
it.
agree with you. I agree. It's like,
That guy should be in jail. Like, that's what I think. I think if you do $1.7 billion in Medicare fraud, you should be in fucking jail. Like, what are we talking about? You shouldn't be a Republican senator from Florida.
Yeah, it says right here, Rick Scott's role in the Columbia HCA scandal. In 2003, Rick Scott's company, Columbia HCA, the largest private hospital chain in the U.S., was found guilty of defrauding Medicare. The company was forced to pay $1.7 billion, a settlement that was the largest medical fraud fine in U.S. history at the time. Scott, who was the CEO, left the company with a $10 million severance package after the scandal.
$300 million in stock options, too.
Wow. So do you start to wonder, so this was when he was in the private sector, right?
Yeah.
So it's, what's going to be different if a guy comes over from that private sector to the public sector? It's this like...
He's the richest congressperson, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. Give us some fucking money. I think people should only be able to have a certain amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't necessarily care about how much money people have. I care about how they make their money.
But no, I agree. How does this guy, how do you keep
because LeBron James,
right?
50,000 points. He crossed over that boundary. 20 plus years of dominance in the league. He gets paid a wage. He's a what is known as one of the few people is like a wage billionaire, basically. If he makes that kind of money, that means he's making somebody else a fuck ton more money, right? And I don't mind that he's getting paid these big bucks, partially because he's my GOAT and I love him. Okay. And I think he deserves it. But also partially because he's not making that by like hiring people and then forcing them to work to the bone. He does have businesses. He's also obviously an owner of capital as well. So he does capital accumulation as well. But ultimately, I just want people to be comfortable. And I think that if you are working a job, like you should be able to have a house. You should be able to live comfortably. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what job it is. You could be picking up trash. I think that's still obviously valuable. It's worthwhile. Also, I guess sanitation is one of the worst examples because they do have pretty solid unions. Yeah, we had a garbage man on. It was awesome, man. My buddy Wayne, he's got a podcast now called Trash Talk. But yeah, they do pretty well. But then what about LeBron's companies if they're buying shirts from another country? Yeah. And that labor there and those people, that guy's sleeping on a tricycle seat at night because he has to be at work again in the morning. So that part, I that's what I'm saying. That part I don't agree with. But I'm saying if he was just making, all of his money from just balling and he's getting a wage, like who cares? I don't have an issue with that. Especially if the hold on, I gotta open my door. Sorry. I got FedEx at the door and it's raining. I feel bad. Oh, it's raining out there, huh? Yeah. All right, I got it. I did it. We brought him inside. We know who sent the rain in, probably too. What, the weather machine? The Jews? Yo no sé. I'm illegal. That's what I say when the Jews. So when the Jews come for me, I'll be like, I'm illegal. That's what I'm saying, dude. See, like it did. This is another example of like, you could under normal circumstances you can make this joke, but then there's motherfuckers who really believe it. Yeah. When there's like dudes who are like, no, Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about how they have a weather machine. She wasn't saying Jews, but she was like, they have a weather machine. But imagine you're rich enough. Say you were rich enough, like a Mike, not Mike Jones or whatever. That's that rapper. But I'm thinking of Bill Gates, right? If you had enough money, bro, you would fucking get it. And some guy's like, look, for $1 bill, I'll get you a weather machine. We'll get you the You'd be like, I'd get that bitch in a heartbeat, dude. Imagine you're sitting at home, you're having your coffee, and you're like, all right, Detroit, fuck you guys. Here's 7 inches right now, dude.
here's 7 white inches. It's really the only way that freaking a white guy can give 7 to 10 white inches anymore is by pressing that weather button.
Is Bill Gates pressing the weather button.
Is pressing the weather button.